Hello, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, and welcome to Stamping with Bonnie Lynn and my studio. Today I am going to make this fun fold card for you, show you how to make it. And the main stamp set I'm using is the Honeybee Home. It's in the January to June catalog, and I know for a fact it is in the new annual catalog that will be out May 3rd. And the paper I'm using is also in the January to June catalog, and it's called Hearth and Home. So, okay, let's get started. I've already done all the stamping for this card so that you didn't have to bear with me and my mistakes. So, okay, and I will set that up there where I can see it. Oh, let me show you how it works. It's a latch card, and this folds over like so, and there you go. And I made it a birthday card because I needed a birthday card. So, and then you just latch it right behind there and it stays closed. Beautiful card. All right, and I'm using the Fresh Freesia cardstock to go with the Hearth and Home Designer Series paper. That's the back side of it. I already have everything all taped. So what I have is a 6.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and I scored it at 4 1/4. Here is another piece which is 3 1/4 width by 3 1/2 length, and all the measurements will be on my blog, and I scored it at the 1/2 inch mark right there. And then I have the card sizes, the paper sizes to cut on my blog. They are 1/8 of an inch smaller than the bigger part there. And then we have the inside already stamped. And this will go on the outside flap along with this. And what we use for the latch, and then the envelope paper. So let's do the envelope paper real quick. That way it can dry and then I can cut it. And let me grab my silicone mat. Turn it over. This side isn't as dirty. This washes up really well. Sometimes I use a magic eraser on it. I love my silicone mat. And I don't know if these are like the ones that you use for cooking or not, for baking. Because I do have silicone mats that I use for baking on my cookie sheets. And nothing sticks to them. It is so nice. Okay, so I just put glue around the edge of the flap. Now you see why I don't use glue that often. I'm just not real good with it. And so we'll just let that dry, and then I'll come in and I will trim it. And let me see, let me lift this up. When I made my sample earlier, I was just putting tape on everything, and I went ahead and put tape on this paper. And since I cut it 6 by 2 1/4, it worked, but not real good. This one I got a little bit longer, so I'll trim that off too, probably. I don't have to. And then the glue that's on my silicone mat will wash off real easy, and you can even kind of rub it off. Okay, so I did all my stamping first, and I like to do that when making a card normally. I didn't like the way the thoughts came out in the best, so I just turned it over and re-stamp it. And so that's why you'll see stamping there. Okay, what we're gonna do is, and also I wanna point out, when you're stamping your inside verse, you wanna take this and let's fold it. I have tape on the inside right against the edge there. and I made a mistake and I put tape on this side already. So I am going to remove that. But before you stamp, you want to make sure that you place this so you make sure that your stamp is covered right here. And I went a little bit lower than I meant to with that. So I can lower this some if I want to, or I can center it, it won't matter. So let me take this off. And what we're gonna do, oh, let me bring in my little cute little trash can right here, just like so. So we're gonna tape this to the back. I'm gonna figure out where I want it. And I was afraid of this with that other tape. Okay, so I'm gonna get my undo. I should have just removed that piece of tape completely with my undo, but I didn't. So it's not going to stick real good until this dries, which will be about 30-40 seconds. But I'm going to go ahead and get it positioned. So, okay, I'll put it just there like that. Now, I could have put on the paper had I wanted to ahead of time. And you say, what's that undo? It is a sticker tape and label remover. It is acid-free and photo-safe. And it's great for when you're taping and you make mistakes. And I bought it on Amazon. Okay, so I do need to burnish this with my bone folder. Make sure that one is real good. Okay. Oh, remember that piece of tape I removed? I shouldn't have burnished that quite so good. Okay, there we go. I don't believe in starting over after making a mistake. Maybe I should. Oh, that's funny. Okay, and I'm just going to put this down here like so. Oh, whoops, I need to put another piece of tape on there. I'm doing real good to start so far. Okay, I'll retape that there like so, because I need that to stick down good. Okay. So I'll center this on here. And the white piece of cardstock is a 1/4 inch smaller than this area, so it leaves about 1/8 of an inch on each side. And that's a standard first layer for the inside and sometimes for the outside, depending on your preference. Okay, so I got that down. Now we'll pull off this side right here. Who knows, maybe if I keep making mistakes, I'll go to using glue instead. Okay, so I am going to position this where I want it. Hold it down with my finger. And I'm using my take your pick tool. I love this tool. It gets my tear and tape going. It's great for picking up gems, and the other end has sticky stuff for if you need to pick up a piece of paper or something and you can't grab it with your fingers. It's a great way to do it. Use that. Oops, the other card fell down. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and position this one too and attach this DSP to the cardstock. This card would look great in any designer series paper. that you want to use, and it's a great way to use up a little bit of your designer series paper if you have some and you don't know what to do with it. And it's an easy card to make. It goes together really well besides what you're seeing me do. Okay. And then I'm going to... Now on this paper, I wasn't sure which was the top and which wasn't. So I'm just doing what I think is right. So there we go. Okay. See how fast it goes together? I just love it. Okay, and I think I want it to go this way. So I'm going to center this on here. And before I had put tape on the back of my paper, after cutting everything, I held everything together to make sure, you know, I put my designer series paper on the white cardstock to make sure it didn't need trimming, because sometimes I'll miscut a little, you know, even a 1/16 of an inch when you're only doing an 1/8 inch total border. It can make a difference. So I do double check it ahead of time. Okay, and now we're going to take this, and this is the Stitch So Sweetly dies that I cut this out of. I took the biggest shape of this shape for the background, and then I took the white. For the white, I did the next to largest. And there can be no mistaking when you look at the dies which ones I used. But you know, you can use circles to do this. You can use squares. You can make your own squares. So that's, you know, it's easy to figure out. Okay, now for this, I only want to put a dimensional right here, because this side I cannot have this attached to, because I need to attach it on this side so that it works as my latch. And what I decided to use, instead of a regular dimensional, I'm using the foam adhesive sheets. And for this size, I figured out how much space I have. I have about 1 inch, but I wanted to make sure I didn't push it too much. So I cut my little square 3/4 by 3/4 approximately. And I'm going to take the narrowest end and put it right in there in the center. Make sure you get it on the right end, which would be the left side. And when you put this down, make sure you do not put the dimensional on the flap. Get it straight. So that looks like it's centered. And my dimensional stayed on this piece of paper. And you just take it and you put that in like so. And then I took, now these were in the catalog that is retiring on May 2nd is the last day to order from it. And these are the 2021, 2023 in color jewels. And I'm having trouble getting these out. So what I can do is take and flip this around and pick it up with the spatula. maybe. Okay. Put that right there. Grab me another one. Usually I don't have any trouble with the picks. I'm not quite sure. Okay, now I got 2 of them on here, so I need to be careful. Just kind of scoot that one off a little bit. But in the new annual catalog, they do have some other in-color jewels, and they are very pretty too. Okay, so I did that, and then I took the brass butterflies, and I put one right down here. And they are also returning to the annual catalog. Okay, now which stamps did I use? Okay, I used the Honeybee Home. I used this one right here on the card. And then for the happy birthday, I used Paradise Palms, this little happy birthday here, because I only wanted a little one, so, and I had it sitting out, and I didn't feel like searching the others. Then for the inside saying, and Paradise Palms is in the January to June catalog, and it's also going to be in the annual catalog. And then I took Nature Prints, which is new this year in the annual catalog that comes out May 3rd. And I used Best Wishes and Happy Thoughts right there. And I also stamped my inside corners. And I wanted that so it also showed out here. And then for the back of the card, my limited edition, so that they know it's a limited edition just for them. And also, if you're going to sell your cards, you need, by law, to have the copyright Stampin' Up! Logo on your cards. And that's in the limited edition cling stamp set, which comes out in the annual catalog May 3rd. So there you go. This is my Latch card. And all the directions will be on my blog for you to get, and you can print them out too. So thank you for joining me today and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did like it, please, if you'll subscribe to my YouTube page and click that you liked it so that YouTube sees that. And also, if you would like to follow me on my blog, you can go to stampingwithbonnielynn.com, and a pop-up should pop up where you can subscribe to my twice weekly emails where I do give you card directions and let you know what's happening. Occasionally you get a third email if it's something really important to share with you. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.